Previously on One Life to Live.
It's the perfect computer virus. It's a digital time bomb.
You're wondering if Max is your son and not Renee's?
If you leave me here, you'll never find Nora.
Find her, Bo. For your sake and Sam's. If they find her before we do, it's over. What are you doing?
I'm gonna get out of here.
Well, Hank and I gave the MacGyver place a pretty thorough going over.
No sign of Nora?
No, not a trace. If she had been there, she was long gone by the time we got there. And the only thing we had to support an affidavit was Sam's claim that Will told him that he'd actually seen Nora in the house.
There's no judge who would issue a warrant based on something like that. What about Sam? He seemed credible to you?
Frankly, yeah. I mean, he was pretty worked up, but he was clearly rational. He was absolutely convinced that Nora had been there, that Colin and Lindsay were behind it. I have to admit, even Hank said he felt that Nora had been there. So, what do we do now?
I got to get down to Manning's hearing.
All right.
Thanks, John.
Yeah. See you later.
The truth will out, and it can set you free.
Yeah, well, you're not free yet, Gannon. You just made bail. Besides, there's already a fistful of felony charges against you for the little stunt you pulled on Manning.
Stunt? Felony? Says who? Manning? That's your victim? Well, your damsel is downstairs facing some charges of his own.
Yeah, well, there are witnesses.
Witnesses? Cadets Vega and Pellegrino. Tell me, what is the penalty for impersonating an officer?
Not as severe as the penalty for impersonating a human being.
Oh, well, that was almost witty.
Thank you. Besides, Vega and Pellegrino both just graduated from the police academy.
Maybe, but not exactly cops, are they?
And there is another witness. Roseanne Vega.
Oh, right. The same Roseanne that's lied to you and yours every chance she's gotten? Let's face it, you've got nothing, detective. This case will be dropped, and you know it. So, why don't you run along, fetch my personal effects, and I'll be on my way.
I'll be glad to do that, but first, why don't you run along and have a seat? And I'll get to you when I'm good and ready, in due course. Great. 10 a.m. already. I got a blistering headache.
Got a minute?
Actually, we're kind of swamped here at the moment, so if you'll excuse me.
John, wait. I owe you an apology. I said I didn't know why I came back to Landview and that there was nothing here for me.
And?
I'm sorry. Nothing could be further from the truth.
Fell asleep thinking about you. Woke up thinking about you. Life is good.
Well, look at you. You sure are a trooper for somebody who just got shot.
Belgian chocolates, thank you. You're bad.
Oh, you know, that is what they say. I remember when you'd eat those so fast Dorian couldn't even keep them in the house.
Oh, well, what about you? You were classic. You bit into every single piece till you found the one you wanted.
Okay, so I'm picky.
Wow.
These are beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, Kelly, it looks like you got what you wanted.
Well, you did say I was a fool to ignore my feelings for Kevin. And as painful as it is to admit, you were right.
I usually always am.
And I was right about you, too. You were trying to convince yourself you didn't love Max. And you couldn't do it, could you? You loved him too much. Mm-hmm.
A little early in the day for a screwdriver, no?
It's orange juice. Not that it's any of your business what I'm drinking.
Oh, and here I thought you would be drowning your sorrows after what happened at the hearing yesterday. True, you didn't end up in prison, but wasn't Bo getting Matthew part of your plan to get Bo?
I don't know what you're talking about. Everything is fine between me and Bo.
Really? You do need a drink. Or a shrink. Excuse me.
My pleasure.
Good morning, Renee.
Max. How's your bullet wound?
Oh, that's fine. Fine, it's almost healed. Here, I brought you something. Well, go on, open it.
Very pretty. What's the occasion?
I just wanted you to know that I've been thinking about you a lot lately.
Matter of fact.
Oh, yeah, we all miss you back at the house.
We.
Well, me, the staff, Asa.
Don't.
Come on, Renee, it's the truth. He's hurting. He's dying without you.
Asa is not hurting. And he's certainly not dying. This is just more drama, more lies. The man who cried wolf.
Okay, so maybe his approach isn't the best, but he's right in his motives. He wants his family back, just like he wants you back. Please, call off this ridiculous divorce.
Not a chance. Not after what he did to Sam yesterday. Yeah, I heard all about it. And you know what I think? I think he wouldn't be so cavalier about taking away someone else's son if he knew that his own son was a total fake.
It all happened very fast. I saw a car bearing down on R.J. Gannon. The driver of the car fired once, striking Mr. Gannon right in the chest. Later, we found the car, but not the driver. The car had been torched, so obviously the shooter was trying to cover up some evidence.
Objection. Calls for speculation.
Sustained.
Did the police find any evidence on the car?
They recently discovered a partial fingerprint that's been matched to the defendant, Todd Manning.
Thank you. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Mr. Rappaport?
Yes. Mr. Hall, do you have any other evidence against my client other than this fingerprint found on the door?
Not that I'm aware of.
To your knowledge, is it possible to determine the exact time a fingerprint has been on a particular object?
Objection, Your Honor. This witness is not a fingerprint expert.
Fine, I withdraw the question. Mr. Hall, are you familiar with the case, State of Illinois versus Burkett?
Yes, a capital case, first-degree murder.
Would you tell the court how you came to be familiar with this case?
I worked on it as a law clerk in Chicago.
Mm-hmm. And who was the lead defense attorney on this case?
You were.
Right. Would you tell the court the outcome of this case?
The defendant was acquitted on all counts.
Mm-hmm. And on what issue did this case turn?
The defendant's fingerprints were found at the murder scene. Turned out they were left there 4 hours after the murder had been committed.
Mr. Hall, would you tell the court who did the legal research on fingerprints for this case?
I did.
So with this knowledge in mind, is it possible that the fingerprint found on the door was left there after the shooting?
It's possible, but there is a history of animosity between your client,
Move to strike, Your Honor, please.
Granted.
Your Honor, it would appear that the Commonwealth's case is based entirely on speculation. I would therefore request that they drop all the charges against my client.
Denied. The Commonwealth's evidence is circumstantial, yes, but the court is unwilling to dismiss such serious charges at this early date. let's give the district attorney's office some time to further develop their case.
We therefore demand you set bail.
Agreed. Bail is set for $450,000. Court is adjourned.
It was great. It was great. You're not going to regret this.
Yeah, look, you don't make promises to me you're not going to keep.
No, I'll prove it to you. I'm going back on Nora's trail right now.
Wait a minute here. You're not going to leave the jurisdiction.
No, I wouldn't do that. I mean, not until after we find Nora.
You know what I don't understand? I stayed up all last night going over reports from all the different private investigators I hire. They can't find her. What makes you think you can?
You heard the news about Nora, right? It's great news, huh? Nice talking to you.
You got Todd Manning looking for Nora? You think that's a good idea?
Well, at least one of us is looking for Nora. What's your excuse? Look, I don't get it, Bo. I mean, yesterday I tell you that Nora's alive, and you say you're going to get right on it. I called the police station this morning. They don't have any investigation going. They haven't even filed a missing persons report.
Sam, I've got an evidence problem.
Will told me that Nora's alive. That's good enough for me.
No, Sam, you're a lawyer. You tell me what Will told you. That's hearsay.
Hearsay? You're going to throw hearsay at me? I mean, Nora's out there somewhere, and you're not doing a damn thing to help find her.
I just told you I have an evidence problem. That's why I stayed up all night trying to figure out how to handle this.
You did, huh?
Yeah, I did. Look, I want to get to the bottom of this just as much as you do. But to do that, I'm going to need your help.
Yuck. That one was coconut.
Blair. Thank you. It's looking delicious now. Thanks.
You know, you got to give me a break because I might be eating for two.
Wait, what? You're pregnant?
Well, I don't know, but I did sort of stop taking the birth control pill.
Sort of?
I don't know. It might be kind of nice to have another baby.
Last I heard, you were pretending to want a baby. You're trying to soften Max up so you can hit him with your revenge. What happened?
I wanted to hate Max, but I couldn't. And then I just freaked out when I thought he could have been shot.
Tell me about it. I jumped in front of Kevin for the same reason.
You know, I think when something like that happens, you just really realize how you feel. And hurting Max is the last thing that I want to do right now.
So the revenge is off.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. That virus. What? I have a number for that little geek.
A little geek? What virus?
He's a guy that's helping me take down Max. Well, he was, anyway.
What are you talking about?
The less you know, the better.
Blair!
Thank you for the chocolates. You're welcome. Just don't get yourself shot again because I don't want to gain weight.
Renee, I love Asa as much as any real son could. That's kind of the point of all this.
You lost me there, Max.
I'm talking about family. Blair and I are working on getting pregnant.
I suppose congratulations are in order.
I hope you mean that.
You know, it just occurred to me that if I hadn't uncovered your lie, I would have just heard that I was going to be a grandma.
You are. In every way that counts. I still think of you as my mother. Now, I know I've done a lot of bad things to you, but I'm hoping maybe this baby can help make things better between us.
I am not your mother, Max. So how can I be a grandmother to your child?
By choosing to be.
Once upon a time, When you were like a son to me, that might have worked. But now, the way you chose to be my real son changed all that. Sorry, Max.
I love you, Renee. I need you in my life, and my children need you.
I can't. I'm sorry, Max. I just can't.
Lindsay.
Whatever it is, I'm not interested.
Well, I just thought you'd like to know that Colin has asked to see me.
It's probably about his divorce.
I don't think so. He said he wants to talk about Nora.
Morning. I was just wondering, which room you kept her in?
Kept who in?
Nora.
Colin probably just wants you to stop saying all those ridiculous things about him. Or maybe he's suing you for defamation, which he should.
Well, whatever. I just thought that whatever he has to say, I thought you might like to hear it for yourself.
It's got nothing to do with me.
Well, that's odd. Your name keeps coming up. But it's your choice. You know, I guess I'll just have to go by myself and hear his side of the story. I just thought you might like an opportunity to defend yourself.
Sounds like you've been talking to Sam.
Will, your nephew, he says that you've been keeping Nora prisoner here since the train wreck, so I was just curious which room you were keeping her in.
I didn't keep her in any room because she was never here.
Will lied?
Either that or he was mistaken. Or maybe he never even called Sam in the first place. You know, that guy's out of his mind. You know, he broke down my front door and then ran around my house like some lunatic.
Will was here.
Well, now, Will's a known fugitive.
Off the record.
Off the record? Yeah. Briefly. He was here and then gone. But that doesn't mean there's any truth to this crazy story of Sam's.
And Lindsay, what, she just blowing smoke?
What does Lindsay have to do with this?
I don't really know. She did ask me to meet her over at Sam's house, so evidently she really does have something that she wants to say.
What about Nora?
No idea. You're welcome to come along with me if you'd like.
No, thanks. I'm already late.
Ah, that's right. Well, then, guess we're going to only hear Lindsay's side of the story. Whatever that might be.
Okay, detective, enough games.
RJ, you're killing me. Open your eyes, take a look around, Gannon. We are swamped here today, so why don't you just be patient? You know, patience is a virtue.
Well, you're really enjoying this, aren't you?
Yeah, I guess I am. I think I've earned the right to torture Gannon a little bit.
John, I've been callous, stubborn, insensitive, tactless. You could jump in anytime you want, you know.
Ray, I understand. Look, I know what Faulkner's put you through.
There's no excuse for it. And what I said was stupid and completely untrue. Meeting you has been one of the best things that's ever happened to me. You are an amazing man. You're kind, you're loving, you're generous, you're funny, you're dear.
You forgot stout-hearted.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
And your kisses. Your kisses make me walk into walls. Now, if I've screwed this up, I will never forgive myself. I think you've probably tortured him long enough, and I really do have to be on my way. Are we okay?
Yeah, we're okay.
Try not to walk into any walls.
All right, chop, Agatha. You got my wife packed up, ready to go?
I tried to stop her.
You tried to stop her what?
Your wife is gone.
You want to run that by me again?
Where's Colin?
He'll be along any minute. This is your last chance, Lindsay. You still got a chance to clear your name.
I thought this was about Colin. What's going on?
That's a good question. Lenny, what are you doing here?
Lindsay, Colin, if you know anything about Nora, anything about where she is, please tell us.
Looks like we've been set up, Lindsay.
Is it true, Bo? Is this some kind of trick? I mean, you can't believe the things that Sam is accusing me of.
We're here to find out the truth about Nora. And nobody's going anywhere until we do. Hang on.
Am I under arrest?
No.
Well, then you have no right to detain me.
Is there some reason you're in such a hurry to get out of here? I'd hate for you to miss out on all the fun.
I already told you I'm late for work. I have patients to see.
So call in. I'm sure that somebody would cover for you. This isn't going to take that long.
What is that supposed to mean?
Tell me about your relationship. You and Lindsay, it's friendly, right?
She's my sister-in-law. Of course it's friendly.
And at one time, more than friendly.
I don't see how that's any of your business.
You believe Sam, don't you? You believe his whole crazy story.
I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this, Lindsay. Nobody's accusing you of anything.
Well, why didn't you ask me? That's all you had to do. You didn't have to trick me into coming here. I mean, Sam, I understand. He would say anything to get Colin to incriminate me.
Yeah, but how could Colin do that unless it has something to do with the reason that you two were together when Sam came to your house looking for Nora?
His marriage is in trouble. He asked me for my advice.
Is there anything else he asked you for?
What are you suggesting?
Look, Lindsay and I are just friends, that's all. Anything else is in the past.
Did you tell your friend that you saw Will? She's his mother. I'm sure she'd have been interested.
And how do you know I didn't? You know, you really got to stop listening to Sam, Commissioner. He hates me. He always has. That's why he's trying to make me out to be the villain in this little delusion he has about Nora.
It's not a delusion, and you know it. You hid Nora because Lindsay asked you to.
That's not true. Get some help dealing with your grief.
Did you tell Bo about how Nora tried to get a message to me and you fell for it? Hook, line, and sinker, huh?
What are you talking about? That real estate case? Oh, come on. That's a joke.
Wait, do you mind sharing it with me?
You know what? How about I share this with you? This whole thing is a joke. And the punchline is you'll believe whatever Sam says about me because you want to steal my wife.
Oh, let me get this straight. You let my wife walk out of here, even though you knew I was on my way here to pick her up? What the hell is wrong with you?
I'm sorry. She insisted.
She insisted? She's got Hannon's disease. She doesn't know what she's insisting on. She has no idea where the hell she is.
I know this is very upsetting, but could you please watch your language?
Where did she go?
Out the front door.
Could you be more specific?
No.
Okay, if anything happens to her, this is going to be on your head. If anything happens to her at all, you're going to have to answer to your boss.
My boss?
Your boss!
You see, this isn't about Nora. You and Laney want to be together, and I'm standing in the way.
Stop it, Colin.
No. It's true. It has to be. I mean, nothing else makes sense. You can't possibly believe that I would actually kidnap some woman I've never even met. Because why? Because Lindsay told me to?
No, I'll tell you what I believe. I believe that you've got a reason none of us have figured out yet. But I'll tell you what I know. You helped her kidnap Nora. Lindsay has hated me for years for loving Nora. She got a shot at revenge, and she took it. She couldn't take Matthew from me, so she took Nora.
Tell me you don't believe this is true.
Do you, Lenny?
Leave Melanie out of this, both of you. This has nothing to do with her. This is about Nora. I was with Nora on the train. I tried to get her out. I failed. And I stood there and watched the explosion and the flames, knowing that she was trapped inside and there's nothing I could do. So if there's a remote chance Sam's right and Nora's still alive, I'm not going to rest until I find her. And I'm not going to stop until I find the person responsible for keeping her from us all this time.
You are looking at the people responsible. All right, let's just look at the facts here, right? Now, Will calls me and tells me that he saw Nora at Colin's house.
Colin admitted Will's there.
But Colin doesn't call to tell me or call the police to tell them.
Oh, come on. Like you would have wanted me to call the police.
And then he comes up with a case. A case that only Nora and I know about. Let's just think of the times we've seen these two together, huh? There was once at the hospital with Ben. And the second time I kicked down the door to his house and she's there.
When Colin had a woman in his bed. A woman that he claimed wasn't one of his conquests.
A woman that he called Scarlet.
It was Colin. It wasn't me. It was Colin.
Ray, you shouldn't have done this.
Of course I should have. I mean, my God, I almost got you killed.
What are you talking about? That was my idea to go to Crossroads. And my idea to deflect bullets with a cotton T-shirt.
Well, we're all very grateful to you. I'm sure Kevin must be.
He is.
Pretty special, isn't he?
Well, we're together now. It's fantastic, I know, but it's scaring me half to death.
Is that because of Joey?
Yeah. And I think he can understand it, but I pray he's going to be okay with it. No, it's mostly me, you know. I have messed up so bad in the past that I don't think I know how to have a normal relationship.
Well, I do know how you feel. You know what relationships are. They're frightening. They're maddening. They're comforting sometimes. They're joyous. They're wonderful. And they're all of that, all at the same time. I'll tell you what we'll do.
What?
I'll help you if you help me.
Deal.
Okay. Please.
Well, you know, I mean, we've been friends for as long as I can remember, and I don't even begin to know how to be more than friends.
Oh. That is the trick, isn't it?
Charlie.
Where have you been?
I got here as soon as I could.
Look, you've got to stop the virus.
What? No way, I can't. I told you
Look,
that already.
it's just a little old virus. Can't you give it an antibiotic or something? Come on.
Well, no. Look, I know just about anything there is to know about computers, and there's no way I can stop this virus.
But you got to do something.
What? I can't do it. It's too late. When that virus launches, that story you wrote about Max is going to hit every...
You've got to do something. You've got to stop it.
It can't be stopped.
What's going on?
Apparently you're mistaken, Lindsay. Badly mistaken. You didn't mean to say that, did you? Must have been the heat of the moment.
I was only repeating what Will said. He never mentioned me, did he?
No.
There you have it, then. I had nothing to do with this. Not that there was any truth to it to begin with.
Of course there's no truth to it. Look, what we have here is a grief-stricken man who's receiving imaginary phone calls from his fugitive son.
Lie all you want to, but I know what you did, and you know what you did, and I will get you for it.
Commissioner, are you going to charge me with anything? Because if you don't plan on it, I'm leaving. If you have any other questions, you can call my lawyer.
All right, Lindsay. Where's Nora? Tell me what you did with her.
Lindsay, if there's any truth to any of this, you better tell us now, because after this, it's going to be too late.
Lindsay, please, just tell the truth.
I don't know how many times I have to tell you I am not interested in an encyclopedia. Thank you.
What are you talking?
Just leave me alone.
You heard her. Get lost, kid.
Salesman, huh?
Glad I ran into you.
I am too, but what are you doing here anyway?
I was here earlier. Forgot my garment bag. Hey.
What?
We probably could use an encyclopedia for the kid.
Right. You know, I never even thought about that. I'm gonna go see if I can find a salesman.
Now?
Well, yeah. Yeah, you know, the college student. He's probably, yeah. Gotta wait, make his way through college. I'll be right back.
Okay, so we're talking about you and John.
Oh, no, we aren't. We're talking about you and Kevin.
I'm bored talking about me.
Oh, come on. I know you're not bored talking about Kevin.
No, I could talk about Kevin all day.
Okay.
But I want to know what's going on.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you all about John, but not just yet. Okay?
All right.
Okay.
How's Daniel? I heard he disappeared.
Daniel. Well, let's put it this way. No doctor ever discharged him from that hospital.
Did he ever give you any information about your daughter?
Just another lie.
Ray, I'm sorry.
He told me that I didn't have a daughter. Told me I had a son.
A son?
Yeah.
Is that possible?
No. No, it can't be. He told me that my son was Max Buchanan.
Max? No, Max, that's ridiculous. No, that's not possible. Is it?
Well, Max told me in no uncertain terms that he is Asa and Renee Buchanan's son, and he has the DNA to prove it, so it's the end of that.
One gold watch. One wallet.
Okay, thank you, Detective. I can take it from here.
And Mr. Gannon, we are going to be needing a statement from you concerning the charges against Todd Manning.
Yeah, I'll get right on it.
Yeah, well, you better hurry up because he just got out on bail.
What? What, you're gonna let him roam the streets?
Well, it's a judge's decision, not mine.
Oh, of course, no, it's not you. You never do anything except let him go. That's fine. But there's a big landmine in the middle of this road, so you beware.
Tell me something. Why did you do it, huh? Is torturing Todd Manning, you think that's going to bring Taya back?
No. No, I know that's not true.
Yeah. So why? Payback? Just payback?
Right. Payback happens to be greatly underrated. Which reminds me, is the good commissioner around?
What do you want to know?
No reason.
You used to believe in me. When I was accused of that hit-and-run accident, you were the only one that stood up for me. There was nobody else. But you loved me then. And that made a difference, didn't it? You thought I was innocent because you loved me. And now you think I'm guilty because you don't. You're willing to believe the worst in me? After everything that Dad put me through, with you benefiting. Lindsay. No! Let me have my moment. And you, Sam, so full of accusations and so full of angry words, you use silence in our marriage to cut my self-esteem into pieces like a sword. You knew how fragile I was.
Lindsay, you were anything but fragile.
I guess I never stood a chance with either of you. Really, did I? There was always Nora. And there always will be. Nora will always come first. Even though she's gone.
Surprise.
Stay tuned for scenes from the next One Life to Live.
On the next One Life to Live. You barge into a citizen's home, no warrant, no backup. You are in serious trouble.
I think I have to expose Max as a fraud.
Nora. Oh my God, she's alive.
An all-new episode of General Hospital is coming up next. But if you missed one of your daily doses this week, you can make it up with the General Hospital Marathon, Saturday at 6:30 p.m., 3:30 Pacific, only here on SoapNet.